SAVEETHA Engineering College, தமிழ்நாட்டின் டாப் 10 engineering college. Admissionsக்கு வெப்சைட்டில் என்கொயரி செய்யவும். நீங்க ஒரு என்டர்டெய்னரா உங்க டாலண்ட்டை வெளிப்படுத்த Vayy Up டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்க.
You know what? I mean, the talent that man has is incredible. His dancing skills and his ability to just get into character and make the scene. He's like one and done, one take and done.
நானும் மதுரக்காரன் தாண்டா.
Nanu Manikananda.
சோழர் பரம்பரையில் ஒரு லண்டன் தாதா.
Choli Palambari Ulid London Della. The mill gangster in London, yeah? Right?
Yes, exactly.
Who is this guy, Cyrilli? It's amazing. I'm so happy to be part of that. I'm so grateful for the opportunity that the production team had given me. And his ability to walk into a scene and just nail it, you know, just be able to, he doesn't need to rehearse. What a lovely country you have, and the people and the food and everything. I fell in love with it. I can't wait to go back.
Lungi is more comfortable than jeans.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Behind its personals with Tharaல இன்னைக்கு என் கூட ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் கெஸ்ட் இருக்காரு. இவரை பத்தி நம்ம ஃபாரின் மூவிஸ்ல பார்த்து தெரிஞ்சிருப்போம். பட் இனிமே ஜகமே தந்திரம் படத்துல ரிலீஸ் ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறமா அவரோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் எல்லாம் பார்த்து தெரிஞ்சுக்க போறோம். It's none other than Romanfiori. Hi.
Hello, thank you very much for having me. Super excited to be here. This is awesome.
Thank you so much, and it's gonna be a great start for you as well. So you've been a part of the great film Jagame Thanthiram. So yeah. Welcome to Tamil cinema.
I'll tell you what, it's amazing. I'm so happy to be part of that. I'm so grateful for the opportunity that the production team had given me. We started filming in London, and that's where I was living at the time, and everything just kind of came together. It was amazing. I mean, I really didn't know what I was walking into when I started, and to end up a part of this amazing film with amazing actors and directors and the whole crew was just it was hopefully not a once in a lifetime experience, because it was amazing, and I want to relive that again. It's my first time doing Indian films, and Tamil, and the whole process, they're so passionate. The passion was just so evident in everybody that was involved in the film. And, they really, really worked hard to make a great movie. And you could just see it. And to be part of something special, it was a dream come true. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just wanted you to share, how did Jagame Thanthiram happen? So who contacted you? How did this all happen?
Well, I have an agent in London, 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵𝗶, and she works through casting directors, and the director and the associate directors went through my profile, and I guess they liked what they saw, and they called me up for an audition, and I went in and I auditioned in front of 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵𝗀 and a couple of his guys, and then I didn't hear anything, right, for like months, nothing. So I forgot about it. And then 6-7 months later, I get an email from my agent saying, with a contract for this film. And I was just like, whoa, that's super exciting, And like I said, I didn't really know anything about it at the time. So, and then once I got the contract, and, with it being, with Dhanush being part of it and 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵𝗀 being part of it and that whole crew, super top secret. Right. So there was I knew nothing about what was happening, what the movie was about, or, I never got a script because I didn't want the script to be leaked to the media. So there was a lot of it was kind of like improv. They'd come to me, they'd be working with me like that day for my lines for those scenes, which made it really exciting, because as an actor, it brings a bit of a challenge because you don't really have a lot of time to work on a character, right? So, but it was good. And it was, I had the freedom to be able to act, with 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵𝗀 and his guys, letting us kind of be ourselves and find the character, as opposed to just coming out and saying, do this is how we want you to do it. Which, as an actor, it's always nice to have that sort of freedom.
What is the role you're playing? And can you just brief it without breaking the surprise?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because the opening scene of that teaser is the very last shot that we filmed on the whole film. That was it. That was the last.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were in London, and we went up into this really nice apartment with this beautiful landscape of downtown London with the Shard and all of that. So, my character, his name is John, and I'm one of the gangsters that play. I'm a London gangster, and then there's other gangsters. Other gangs, I should say, within London. And I basically have to go to India, right? Because we need to find somebody to help us. And my character is, it's really hard to talk about this without giving stuff away. So I don't want to say too much, but, he's a bad guy. He's a villain. He's got his own agenda and things that he wants to do and things that he wants to accomplish. And that's how it works out.
So how was it working with Dhanush sir? He is now he's going to be part of the 𝗕𝗏𝗵 also international film. So how was it to be to work with him?
You know what? I mean, the talent that man has is incredible. His dancing skills and his ability to just get into character and make the scene. He's like one and done, one take and done. I remember we were watching, it was the dance performance in the teaser, when he's coming out and he's got all those people and they're dancing. Well, I was behind the scenes and I was watching him doing all the choreographing the whole thing, but Dhanush wasn't there. And they spent hours, right, choreographing this and getting it right and getting all the cameras and everything set up. And then they call in Dhanush and he comes in and he just nails it. They walk through it real quick one time with the choreographer and then they play it and then boom, he just nailed it. I was just like, my jaw. I was like, oh my gosh, that was like one of the most incredible things I've ever seen, because those are complicated dances, and I had this conversation with a friend of mine last night about, the Indian dances and how beautiful they are and how they're so different than I'm American, right? How different the dancing. And now I'm in love with it. I mean, I'm so all my Instagram is watching people, Indian dancing because it's so amazing. And then,
did you try anything to dance? Did you try anything?
No, but I talked to 𝗕𝗏𝗵𝗀. I mean, I told 𝗕𝗏𝗃 two things. I said, 𝗕𝗏𝗃, I only want two things out of this movie. And that is, one is I want to say something in Tamil. And two, I want to dance. And he shut them both down. He's like, no, you can't do that. So maybe not in the next one. Because I can't dance, though. That's the problem. I'm like an American dancer. I just move very stiff. So he wouldn't let me do it. I was totally bummed out, but it's okay. Next one, 𝗕𝗏𝗃.
Okay. So did you get any chance to watch Dhanush sir's movies, any of his movies?
Oh, yeah. I'm watch his movies. Yeah, I just watched. Actually, I started watching them after I met him. When I saw 𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏. Is that how you say it?
𝗓𝗏𝗄𝗏. Okay. Yeah, perfect.
Really good. And then the last one he just did that just came out, 𝗓𝗏𝗃, I think is what it's called.
𝗓𝗏𝗃.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Wow.
And you just feel his presence really as an actor, and when he comes in at the scene, because I have quite a few scenes with him in the movie, and he has this calming presence, because as an actor sometimes you get a little bit nervous, and you do the scenes a lot, but he just walks on and he's just so cool, right? And he's just so put together and just nails it every time. He's just so good. It's really an inspiration. I mean, I feel like after working with him and being around him, it's made me a better actor. For sure.
Now, what impressed you when you saw Dhanush sir acting? As an actor, you've been acting for years. So what was one thing that impressed you?
His presence and his ability to walk into a scene and just nail it. Just be able to. He doesn't need to rehearse, right? He doesn't need to spend a lot of time and try to figure out how are we going to do this, how are we going to do that. They spend a lot of time getting the scene set up, with the lighting and all that sort of stuff and the cameras. Dhanush comes out and he's such a professional. He comes out and he just nails it. And it's just like, it's amazing and his screen presence is very strong. So when you see him out there and you're behind the scenes and you're watching them, so you're behind the scenes and you're watching him, he just has this presence and that's just, it's going to be good. It's like otherworldly, if you will. And, I got to work with James Cosmo. I spent a lot of times with James and lots of other these, the Indian actors on the film. And they're so good and they're so kind and they're so friendly. I literally have made friends for life from this film, like Deepak Ramesh and Sharath. They were really good friends now. We speak all the time, and we're actually talking about working on some more stuff together. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. I mean, it's so amazing, and the people are so friendly. Because I went to Madurai, I was in Chennai and Madurai filming. What a lovely, lovely country you have, and the people and the food and everything. I fell in love with it. I can't wait to go back. It's amazing. I mean, I cannot say enough about it. Everybody I talk to, I'm like, I can't wait to go back. And I would be back there, except for this whole pandemic thing we've got going on.
Yes, you should actually. Actually, you should.
I want to. Now, you're in Chennai, or where are you based?
I'm in Madurai.
Oh, you're in Madrid.
Yes, I'm basically from Madurai. So I was very happy when you shared few things about Madurai.
No, it was beautiful. All those temples that you have down there, I went into a lot of those. Some of them they wouldn't let me in, because I'm not Hindi. Beautiful country. Beautiful country. I bought my first lungi there.
I also saw your Instagram post which says you miss those lungi things and all.
I do. I wear them here. I wear them here. So I'm trying to make it a fashion over here because they're so comfortable. I don't know why we don't wear them. They are truly very, very comfortable. I love it. I walk around the house with them all the time. Go out to the store or whatever, so comfortable. It's better than wearing jeans. I don't want to wear jeans,
Lungi is more comfortable than jeans.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I like it. It's because I don't know. There's a sense of freedom that comes along with it, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to ask many things about Madurai, Chennai, your trip to India and all. But before that, you said as an actor, as your role, you've got some hidden agenda, things like that. And I don't want to get into that. But what about Surali? Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
Well, the thing about Surali is he's a good guy. But sometimes good people get forced into doing bad things, right?
Okay.
And, it's the, good and bad is looked at, depends on which side of the fence you're on, right? So if you do something bad to protect something good, are you really doing something bad, right?
Yes, the perspective. It's all about the perspective.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the perspective, right? And that's why, you're absolutely right. So, but he is a good guy, and he means to do well and he wants to do well. But, sometimes you end up in situations where you have to do things that maybe some people might think they're bad.
Let us wait and watch. What is he doing? And the other incredible actor is Mr. James Cosmo, and you've got an opportunity to work with him. What kind of conversation you had with him? Can you just recall those memories?
Yeah, James and I actually became very close on the film. We worked a lot together. We had a lot of scenes together. So again, another one of those iconic actors that just has such great screen presence, and just being around actors like Dhanush and James Cosmo brings you up to another level. It just because of their presence and their energy and their just sense of calm. It's just like, okay, here we are, we're on set, we're getting into character, and then like James and I, we would be joking and having lots of fun, and in between shoots, and then it would be time for to shoot, and then we'd jump into character, and it was just like, but after we built that little rapport with each other, then you can experiment and have a little bit more fun, during your acting. But, James he's such a wonderful person, again, inside the acting and outside of it. It's really all about the presence of these actors. And when they walk on, you can just feel their greatness and you want to be a part of it. And it makes you elevate your game. You're like, oh my God, I'm like in acting royalty here, right? Surrounded by these guys. Just like, it's amazing. So I learned from watching. So just watching them. And like I said, they bring it to the table when they're ready. There's no fooling around. There's no goofing off. It's like, okay, we're here to do this, and we're here to do the best job that we can. We're here to entertain. We're here to create this character, and we're here for the audience, for the people. And that's one of the things that, I appreciate and have learned through my years of acting and when working with those guys. It's like, why do we do this? We do it because we love it, but we do it because we want to entertain and we want people to enjoy it. Because for me, when I watch a movie or if I watch a series or something, I want to forget about life. I want to get involved in whatever that storyline is. And if it's not the actors aren't bringing, the story to life, then, it's not so great. You feel like you're missing something, or even you could be wasting your time. But then you have guys like James and Dhanush, when they just suck you into the story because of the presence, and they're so great. It's like the trailer they just released with, it starts with James talking on the phone and just the gravitas of his voice, and the things he said. And the shot, oh my God, the cinematography in this movie, Persona, if it doesn't win an award, it will be an injustice. I mean, you can see like Shiraz, the DOP, amazing. If you go back and you look at the trailer and you look at the teaser, at the color and the lighting, it's amazing. It blows your mind. There's that part in the trailer they just released where there's a triangle of light, and as she was singing, how beautiful she looks up there on stage, and then they cut to Dhanush, triangle, and he does this thing, it's such a classic, iconic shot. I'm so proud to be a part of it, because so much talent in that crew and in the actor base was just insane. Can't not be a blockbuster, really.
Talking about the crew and the team, you've been part of many international projects, and this is your first ever Indian project and also Tamil project. So what was the one thing that surprised you while you worked with our people?
The kindness, I mean, everybody was so kind. I mean, I felt like a superstar, an A-list actor, because they were very, very concerned about me. They always wanted to make sure that I was doing well. And they really took the time to make sure they got it right. Like, I can remember we're filming scenes, and this is in England, right? Just outside of London, in Kent, in November, right? And it's freezing cold. It's raining, and everybody is giving it 100%. We're outside and we're filming in this, right? And everybody's out there. The whole crew, they're out there, and they're giving 100% of everything that they have to make this scene right, And they're just dedication. The dedication for that, that came along with that crew, and their ability and their desire to get it right and do whatever it takes to get it right. And it's evident in the film too. I haven't seen the whole film. I've only seen, the bits and pieces that I'm in when I did my audio dubbing and the trailer and the teaser. But from what I've seen, it really paid off, because they're experts at what they do and passionate about it. And they want to make a great film, and they did. They accomplished that. Sure.
Coming to Mr. 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵, he's the captain of the ship, and what kind of conversation you both will have to enhance the character? How does he extract work from you?
He's younger than I am, but he's almost like a father figure on set as the director. So what he does, him and his guys, they'll come over and they'll talk about the scene, and he'll literally put his arm around me. He comes over and he puts his arm around me, and he's like, this is a scene. This is what we're trying to convey here. This is what happened before the scene, because you have to have some sort of context of, what the scene is about. Talking through it, and giving me painting me a picture of the scene and what they're trying to accomplish with that scene, and how, it fits into the movie and the storyline. Which is important, because if somebody just gives you lines to say, they're just lines. But if you understand why you're saying those lines and what your objective is with those lines, then you can really get into the character more. And then, we're doing multiple takes on stuff, trying things differently, like we were all sitting around in a circle and they're filming. It was me and Dhanush and Samjara and Sharath. And we filmed that scene quite a few times, different times, but he gave us the freedom to try different things with what, with our dialogue and, our body movements and that sort of thing. So it's great. He's got great direction, and he's got a great vision, but within that, he gives you the ability to make it your own, if that makes sense, which is wonderful. Yeah. And he's a great person. What a wonderful, wonderful, kind man he is, 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵.
Have you watched his movies?
I have. Yeah. So it was the first thing I did when I found out, that I got the role. I went through and I started watching his movies. I watched Pizza. I watched 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵, and good stuff.
If you can answer this, you can just try out. Other than Dhanush sir and 𝗕𝗺𝗵𝗵, with whom you would like to collaborate in future in Tamil or an Indian movie?
Dhanush is trying to. He said this on his Twitter thing the other day that they did this like Twitter talk. I wasn't a part of it because I was actually flying at the time. But maybe we're trying to push him into doing like a sequel to this movie, which would be pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Right? I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but I mean, I heard that's maybe what they're talking about. So that would be kind of cool. But we'll push Karthik and have to have him write another one and see how that works out. Whether it works out or not, I don't know. But that's my dream.
Again, talking about Madurai and Chennai, did you try to learn any Tamil words?
I tried, but it's so difficult. It really is difficult. And I am not very good with languages, unfortunately. But no, I didn't. I should. It's on my list though, of things to learn. I would love to learn Tamil.
Okay.
Your alphabet, the writing is like art. It's so beautiful. The art, it's amazing. I see that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's the most beautiful writing ever. It is literally art. It's so nice.
I'm gonna teach few Tamil dialogues for you. Can you just try to pick up that? Because see, you like lungi. Okay, you like our food. So why not a dialogue?
Lungi and biryani. That's all I know.
Okay. So since you visited Madurai, I will tell a dialogue based on related to Madurai. Okay. So I also tell you the meaning. You can try to recreate it. Okay.
All right.
Nanu Madurakaarandanda.
Nanu Madurakaarandanda.
Meaning I am part of Madurai. I'm a Madurai person.
Nanu Manikananda.
Wow. And you also posted that you tasted barota, biryani, mutton dosa and all.
Dosa, right? Is that what it's called? Dosa?
Yeah.
Dosa?
Yeah. Dosa. You loved it?
I loved it. So good. That was really good.
Can you just say any 3 or 4 ingredients which was there in biryani, which impressed you?
Mutton, right? And the mutton.
Okay.
And what else was in there? Well, I mean, it's the rice. And we ate on the banana leaf, right? The leaf.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, because, Karthik is from Madurai, I believe.
Yes. He's from Madurai.
AD's Dakshi is from Madurai as well.
Yes, Dakshi is from Madurai.
Yeah, his family has a restaurant there, so we would go there and we would eat when I was in Madurai. So I mean, we're talking authentic, right? I mean, you can't get any more authentic than that. It was so good. It was awesome.
Did you get any chance to talk to Tamil people? How did they?
I did.
What quality you liked about them?
So friendly. That was the one thing that really stuck out in my mind the most. I've been a lot of places in this world. I've traveled a lot, but I've never been a place where people were more friendly. Like if you look at my Instagram, for example, there's a lot of photos and video of me with all the little kids and the parents that came out and just hanging out. And, I love talking to people and I love interacting with, the fan base and people that come to watch behind the scenes. And, I'm not famous. But when I walk around there, people find out that I'm part of the film, they come up and they talk to me and we take photos and we have a good time, and it's just like, I felt at home. I literally felt at home being there, like I was part of a family. And it was lovely. It's such a beautiful place, such beautiful people.
One last dialogue request from our side. So this dialogue is from Jagame Thanthiram movie, which was said by Dhanush sir. Cholar Parambarayil oru London Dada.
Choli Palambari Urid London Dala. Tamil gangster in London, yeah? Right?
Yes, exactly. That Rakita Rakita song, we just love that song. You happen to hear that song? Rakita Rakita?
Oh, yeah. That was playing. We played that a lot when we were on set, actually. And it's a beautiful song. And that Bougie song, Bougie? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Bougie? I can't get it out of my head. It's stuck in my head. I listen to it and I'm singing it all day. I don't know what they're saying, but it's an awesome song. The soundtrack for this film is insane. So good. Really, really good music.
Can you just try to sing any of those songs, 1 or 2 lines, or the tune at least?
Sing the song.
Or the tune at least, the tune.
The tune of Bunji? Gotta let the Bunji. That's all I know. La bougie.
Difference between working in an Indian cinema and in Hollywood cinema, because you've seen Indian cinema now, and you've always been part of international films. So, did you find any difference? So, what is that?
I don't want to say the word organized because that's not the right word, but with the Indian cinema and you're working with 𝗏𝗧𝗧, it was very spontaneous, you know? So it was like a lot like in some of the Hollywood movies that I've been in, it's very structured, you know, and it's like you're doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this. And it's very kind of rigid. But working with 𝗏𝗧𝗧 in the Indian film, there was a sense of just kind of more flow, you know, where you were able to just make the film as the film wanted to be made, if that makes sense, because it created its own life, right? And if for some reason it didn't work, what they were trying to do, then we would stop, break it down and do it all over again in a different way. So there was a lot of spontaneity to it, which I really enjoyed. And it wasn't like, sometimes you get on a film and, you know, everybody's always concerned about budget and time, but it's like, we got to hurry up and we got to get this done, you know? So it's like rush in there. So you're always rushing around and you're always trying to get it done and you're trying to stay on time. But with 𝗏𝗧𝗧 and being on this film, it was, like I said, it just had a really nice flow to it where you didn't feel really stressed out about, you know, getting things done in a certain amount of time, because he's more concerned about the quality of the film and the content of the film than actually doing something in an hour, if that makes sense. And I appreciate that. The creativity behind the whole thing was allowed to develop and flow. Can I say one thing?
Yes, please.
Who was this guy, 𝗔𝗱𝗵𝗵𝗀?
Thank you for giving that as a bonus. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know it's getting late there. I appreciate your time. Thank you. If you ever need anything, please feel free to reach out.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tara, behind a short film contest ഈ വർഷം ഉണ്ടോ?
Behind a short film contest இந்த வருஷம் கிடையாது. பட் அதுக்கு பதிலா behind its gold movie challenge அப்படின்ற ஒரு விஷயம் புதுசா பண்றாங்க.
மூவி சேலஞ்சா? அப்படினா
எடுக்கிற ஒரு படமோ 65 நிமிஷத்துக்கு மேல கண்டிப்பா இருக்கணுமா?
65 நிமிஷத்துக்கு மேலயா?
ஆமாடா, இது ஷார்ட் ஃபிலிம் இல்லல்ல.
சரி, அப்படி எடுத்துட்டா
எக்ஸைட்டிங்கான கேஷ் பிரைசஸ் இருக்கு. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பிரைஸ் 10 lakhs, செகண்ட் பிரைஸ் 5 lakhs, தேர்ட் பிரைஸ் 3 lakhs. இது மட்டும் இல்ல, இத தவிர ஸ்பெஷல் மென்ஷன் அப்படினு சொல்லி 10 பேரை செலக்ட் பண்ணி அவங்களுக்கு 2 lakhs கேஷ் கொடுக்கறாங்க.
அப்போ டோட்டலி 13 அவார்டா?
எஸ், 13 பேருக்கு எக்ஸைட்டிங்கான கேஷ் பிரைசஸ் இருக்கு. கிளம்புறியா?
எடுக்குறோம்.
அவன் எடுக்கிறது இருக்கட்டும். உங்களுக்கு இத பத்தி மேலும் டீடைல்ஸ் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னா கீழே இருக்கிற டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல இருக்கிற லிங்கை கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க. எடுத்துருவான் போல இருக்கு.
சவிதா இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ் தமிழ்நாட்டின் டாப் 10 இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ். அட்மிஷன்ஸ்க்கு வெப்சைட்டில் என்கொயரி செய்யவும். நீங்க ஒரு என்டர்டெய்னரா உங்க டேலண்ட்டை வெளிப்படுத்த வே ஆப் டவுன்லோட் பண்ணுங்க.